All right, let's check in on the saddest political campaign in the United States of America, Nikki Haley's campaign. Look at this from Axios. Scoop. Nikki Haley campaign memo rips Trump drama. Okay. It is the saddest, most chicken shit, most pathetic attempt at a hit job and an attack to rip Trump in a campaign memo that leaked. She's trying to give herself cover, so if there's backlash, she goes, oh, we didn't even want to say that publicly. That was just leaked internally. We didn't even want that out there. Oh. And if it lands, she'll be like, yeah, we leaked that on purpose, bro. It is so pathetic. These people, they don't know anything about politics. Nikki Haley knows nothing about politics. All these other goofballs know nothing about politics. All right, so let's dive into it here. Nikki Haley's 2024 campaign is telling donors that former president, telling donors, not voters, not the rank and file of the Republican base, telling donors, the people with the money, the elitists, that former President Trump is consumed by the grievances of the past and the promise of more drama in the future, according to a memo obtained by Axios. The primary dynamics are changing against Trump. Haley has been polling in single digits, but a fundraising haul of $11 million in 6 weeks gives her campaign an opening against her rivals. Okay, let's hold on for a second here. Marianne Williamson, poll recently had her at 10%. 10%, double digits. Way more than Vivek Ramaswamy, way more than Mike Pompeo, who wants to run, or Tim Scott, who wants to run, or Nikki Haley, who is running. The media is nothing but dismissive of Marianne Williamson. Here we have Nikki Haley, who's never sniffed even 5%, never mind 10%. And they're like, oh, the tides are turning against Trump. First of all, that's not true. He's gone up in the primary polls. They say, Haley's been polling in single digits, but, that's a pretty hefty butt there. That's a big, fat, juicy butt there. But a fundraising haul of $11 million in 6 weeks gives her campaign an opening against her rivals. So in other words, because she's been going around to Carlyle Group ghouls and Goldman Sachs assholes and, wealthy Republican donors, and they've been opening up their wallet for her, oh, she's a very serious candidate, yes. Well, Michael Bloomberg ran with all the money in the world in the Democratic primary the last time around. He spent billions of his own money, and you know what happened? Goose egg. Goose egg. So maybe money, specifically when it comes to the presidential races, maybe it's not everything. In fact, maybe it's sort of secondary. Maybe it's an ancillary thing. Haley's campaign raised more than nearly all the 2016 GOP candidates in their first quarter, and more than Trump in the first quarter of this cycle. Look, but this is what I'm talking about, guys. What did I tell you guys from day one about Nikki Haley? I've been proven so correct about it. She is a donor creation. She is a donor creation. This is what wealthy Republican donors want. No drama, going to give us our tax cuts, going to give us our deregulation, going to fund the military-industrial complex. She's going to do all the things we want, but there's going to be no drama. And also, she happens to be a woman of color, which means we could combat the idea that we're racist or sexist by being like, oh, our leader is a woman of color. Our leader is a woman of color. Our leader is a woman of color. Ooh. Total donor creation. No voters care about her. None. She has the personality of watching paint dry, this woman. Anytime she talks, okay, let's continue. Trump's campaign hasn't released its full Q1 fundraising numbers yet, but announced raising over $12 million in the week after his indictment. Hilarious. Donald Trump had a pretty good Q1 if you count being indicted as good, Haley's campaign manager Betsy Yankee wrote in the memo. Okay, but look, here's the thing. It's not good in the general election. It is definitely good in the primary. That is objective. That is empirical. It's just looking at the numbers, looking at the trend. You can't deny that that's the case, but that's what they're doing. Still, it's increasingly clear that Trump's candidacy is more consumed by the grievances of the past and the promise of more drama in the future, rather than a forward-looking vision for the American people. This is the most limp-wristed, weak-ass shit I've ever seen in my life. Ever. He's thinking about the past and he promises more drama instead of looking forward to do good stuff and things for people and stuff, bro. There's no bite in this criticism. There's nothing. By the way, yeah, the drama, The Republican voters love the drama. They love the show. They get hard watching it. Oh, yeah, Don gonna trigger the liberals again, man. There he goes. I'm triggering the liberals, bro. Look at me triggering the liberals, bro. They love it. Jesus Christ. Haley's campaign isn't aiming only at Trump. Here we go. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is not ready for prime time, the memo said. Not ready for prime time? Well, if he's polling at 25% and your ass is polling at 2%, if he ain't ready for prime time, you're not ready for non-prime time. You're not ready for morning time, afternoon time, Eastern Standard Time, Pacific time. You're not ready for any time whatsoever because you're at 2 and he's at 25. So what is this? This is the dumbest line of attack I've ever seen in my life. Nikki Haley, you are beyond embarrassing. Oh my God. And then there are the others, the memo says. Wait, what others? It's an attempt to celebrate and broadcast their early monetary success while defending their low numbers. Polls at this point are meaningless and seemingly outdated campaign style, all while trying to peel off more donors from her rivals. Again, it's amazing. She's like, I will focus on just getting more money from the donors, from the elites, and then everything will take care of itself. No, it won't. You need to capture the heart of the base. By the way, I love you. Can you believe she actually said this? And then there are the others, the memo says. Wait, what others? They're trying to say, ha 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 ha, they're all irrelevant, all the other, Vivek Ramaswamy. You're polling at the same thing he is. And his face is 10 times more punchable than yours is. You can't be smug and dismissive of other candidates who are low-tier candidates when you are the lowest of the low-tier candidates, bro. And you were governor of South Carolina, and the donors love you, and you still can't make a splash. The other candidates might offer a quick flash, but Haley's campaign says they're outpacing the competition on policy. We put forward concrete policy plans on foreign aid, immigration, spending restraint, entitlement reform, and yes, mental competency tests for politicians over age 75. This is hilarious. So first of all, just the idea that the Republican base is sitting there like, now y'all know, I care first and foremost about substantive policy ideas. They're not doing that. They never have. They never will. That's not what they're doing. What does Nikki Haley think about the top marginal tax rate? What does she think about that? I got some thoughts on that. This is not what they did. This isn't them. And by the way, you know that deep down. You absolutely know it. And even the things she lists as policy things, on every one of these things, she's bad. Like, immigration. Okay, so you want to do the same thing Trump did. You want to be crack down on immigration. Oh, wow, bold new idea. Spending restraint. Yeah, cut spending. And what she means is not military spending. She means social safety net programs to screw over regular people. Entitlement reform, which just means cut Social Security and Medicare. Deeply, deeply, deeply unpopular, and she's pretending like it's popular. And this idea of, these politicians are old, bro. Yeah, they're old, and you represent the same ideas that they do, so how are you different? You're just more boring. Biden is more interesting than you. Unbelievable. All right. We don't need to go on here. You guys get the gist of it. But, oh, I forgot. I also forgot. Asa Hutchinson is running. Hilarious. There's mumbling now of Tim Scott is probably going to run, which, again, it's just, what are these people doing, man? What are these people doing? Anyway, Nikki Haley, this is the most chicken shit attack I've ever seen. Do you want to learn how to attack Donald Trump? By the way, none of you could pull it off because you don't have the charisma, you don't have the personality. You're hopeless. There's like literally no hope for you to pull it off effectively. DeSantis has had the opening to do it, had the ability to do it, but he didn't know what the hell he was doing, right? So, one of the things that I keep going back to, which I think was a good line of attack, is DeSantis saying something along the lines of, look, we're creating jobs in Florida. We've created however many millions of jobs, but the fact of the matter is Donald Trump, he outsourced 200,000 jobs when he was president. Now, look, I got nothing against him. I voted for him. I supported him. But the fact of the matter is when I'm president, we won't be outsourcing 200,000 jobs. We'll be bringing millions of jobs back here. That's one line of attack. Another line of attack, which the right-wing base would eat up, is this idea of, look, in Florida, we lock up criminals. We lock up criminals in Florida. I'm cracking down on crime in Florida. And the fact of the matter is, again, President Trump voted for him, supported him, but he also made sure to free a bunch of criminals because he did the First Step Act, and you know what? That's soft on crime in my book, and we need to make sure to change that. That's another line. Like, there are ways, jab, jab, get out, right? Jab, jab, get out. There are ways to do it, but he doesn't know how to do it. So these people are all hopeless, especially Nikki Haley. I mean, it's hilarious that she takes a shot at Trump and DeSantis. Like, please. Talk about not ready for prime time. Like I said, you're not ready for any time. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.